Hello and welcome to this Stranti Connect YouTube video taking a look at how you become a qualified counsellor or psychotherapist in the UK. Those of you who have seen the previous videos will know we've looked at why you would become a counsellor, the skills and attributes you need and how you're going to learn and develop those as you become a counsellor. But this video is taking a look at the cost and the time involved in becoming a counsellor. And if you do like this video, please like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen, and do send me any comments that you may have. So, you might be looking at this thinking, yes, counselling is the right role for me, it's a job that I want. But how much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take to become a counsellor? And there really is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. It will depend on the course you choose. It will depend on the length of the time of that course, whether you're going to do it online, in person, etc. So we have taken the CPCAB courses here and we've looked at the cost and the time involved in qualifying using these courses. Now again, please be advised, if you do see an online course and that's super cheap and it's all done through study texts and pre-recorded videos, there's no interaction and you can whiz through the whole thing and become a qualified counsellor in 2 months, be very wary of that. The ACP requires a minimum of 450 hours of qualifying teaching to become a member. So in that case, the course that I've just described would not meet those requirements, and therefore you wouldn't be able to become a qualified counsellor with BACP. And that, of course, is very important. So let's take a look at the average costs that you will have for the CPCAB courses. Now for the level 2 and the level 3, these are the smaller introductory courses, generally looking at between £800 and £1,000 or £950 to £1,200 for the level 3. With the better courses, the higher quality courses perhaps being at the higher end of this scale, and potentially even beyond. Please be very wary of any course that is very, very cheap. If it says £50 to become a qualified counsellor, be very wary of that. And for the CPCAB Level 4 diploma, looking at generally around 5,500 to 7,500 for that. But this is the really important level that you need to qualify. And if it sounds like a lot, it's a very long course. It's 420 hours long. You have to have 2 tutors involved throughout that process as well. There's lots of assessments, lots of reflective learning journals that they will need to be involved with doing. So it's a huge undertaking to attend and also to teach a CPCAB Level 4 course, and that's why the price is what it is. And if you want to qualify further, if you want to start going down the psychotherapist route, you could take the CPCAB Level 5 diploma. You'd be looking at around about £2,300 up to around about £2,750. Or if you want to become a counselling supervisor, and a counselling supervisor, as the name suggests, is someone that supervises other counsellors. Basically an audit of counsellors to make sure that they are living up to the expectations that have been placed on them, making sure they are giving the right advice, etc. So to become a counselling supervisor, you can take the CPCAB Level 6 certificate in counselling supervision, and you'd be looking at around about 1,750 to 2,750 for that. But do remember that these aren't actually necessary to qualify, but they might be necessary if you wish to progress further in your career as a counsellor. And please also remember that you will need to pay your CPCAB registration fees as part of this. Now at Stranti Connect, we include these in our registration fee. We include these registration fees in our prices, and we pay those for the student during their time that they are studying with us. But be aware that some providers may not charge these may charge these separately. They may not be included. So do be aware of those hidden fees when you are looking to pick a counselling training provider. So what about the practical considerations? How long is it going to take to qualify? And that's why we as well provide this information, is because we want people to be very aware of exactly how long it's going to take. We want people to have all the information they need to make a decision. And we also, just a benefit of Astranti Connect here, if you don't mind me throwing that in, is that we do allow our learners to spread the cost of their courses with an installment option. And this is what we do because we know that these fees are very expensive, but we do not want people to be denied it because they can't afford to pay that much up front. And so that's why we have that option there. So how long is it going to take you to become a therapist? You've decided that you want to become a counsellor or you want to become a psychotherapist. How long is it going to take? Well, we expect it to take roughly around about 3 years, with your level 2 certificate taking around about 6 months, and the same for your level 3 certificate. Now, there are some organizations where you can do this more quickly. We can have day-long courses where you're having 6-7 hour courses for 16 weeks. We have options for that here at Astranti Connect. But if you are doing an evening course of 3 hours a week, expect to take around about 30 weeks or 6-7 months. And then for the level 4 diploma, generally it will take around about 2 years. There is likely to be 1 day a week for 2 years, around about 36 sessions each year, because it includes the academic year holidays, the summer, Christmas break, etc. Plus, you need to do 100 hours of practical client work to qualify for your level 4 diploma. But if you do worry about trying to fit that in with all your training, CPCAB does allow an extra year to complete this. So you don't need to do all the training and the 100 hours of client work in the 2 years. You could do some of that client work in the 2 years of training and then complete the rest in the final year, or you could even have all 100 of it in the final year. So you do 2 years of training and then you jump into a year of doing nothing but practical application to get your 100 hours. Although I do recommend that you mix and match a bit, because you don't want to be just teaching or just learning and then just doing client work. You want to mix it up because you want to apply things as you are learning them. That's how you best learn. And please also be advised that you yourself must take a minimum of 10 hours of personal counselling during each year. And we do help you find a placement for that as well to save you some hassles. So what we mean by this is that you yourself must be in counselling as well. It's very important because it helps you to be aware of your own issues as well and work on those. And a counsellor that is working on their own issues is a more effective counsellor. So what other counselling job requirements might you have? Let's say that you have completed your training, you've gone through your level 2, your level 3, your level 4, you've done your client hours, and now you want to become a qualified counsellor. What other requirements might there be? Well, experience is very important as well. Of course, you won't have lots of experience when you start your qualifications, or maybe even when you finish your qualifications. But the more experience that you have, the better you'll be. 100 hours is a minimum. If you can do more than that, that's better, because more experience will mean you are in a better position. You'll be a more qualified counsellor. And we recommend that once you're qualified, you get as much experience as possible. And even before as well, you could even volunteer with a crisis helpline as well, give you experience supporting younger people. And if you choose to work with children, if you want to work with young children or vulnerable adults, you might need to get a DBS check as well. Now, the process for this is quite straightforward, but there are a lot of forms to fill out. So do subscribe with the DBS renewal service, because that will renew your DBS check every year. And that's going to be a requirement if you're going to be working with children and vulnerable adults. And that brings us to the end of this video, looking at the time and cost involved in becoming a counsellor. If you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen, and also visit the website www.astranticonnect.com for more counselling insights and more information on the counselling industry and on the courses that we provide. And please join me for the next video looking at the factors that you need to consider when selecting the right course for you. So I hope to see you all again for that next video, and goodbye for now.